Hi, I'm Kaizen, and today we're going to be talking about Shadowstep. Shadowstep is a movement rune that gives users a one short directional burst of speed, with 2 seconds of invis. Think of this as Dash but with invis minus the momentum. A major strength is that it's great for micro positioning, meaning in close combat it shines the most. So it pairs well with close range gauntlets and classes like Stone Shapers, Pyro users, and most importantly, Toxicologists. It even has its uses with Conduit, which I will get into later in the video. Major downfalls are that it kills momentum, has short invis duration, and due to its linear burst of speed/movement, people can guess where you're going pretty easily. Also, it has visual and audio alerts that players can use to detect you when you're nearby. There are ways to counter each of these downfalls, which I will get into later in this video. For the first tip, pairing Shadowstep with the Toxicologist class is a match made in heaven. Basically, it's the HoloLens version of peanut butter and jelly or salt and pepper. This is due to the fact that it allows you to use Toxic's level 3 skill, Outbreak, to its maximum potential. If done right, you can easily have 3 Outbreak slaps on somebody in a very short amount of time. Start off with using Vanishing Mist, then use both runic charges as you approach someone. This is considered a high tier moveset, so don't be discouraged if you miss your first couple of shots. One of the downfalls of Shadowstep is its short period of invisibility, but you can counter this with Conduit's second skill, Overload. By pairing Overload and Runic Fluency together, you can use Shadowstep 4 times in a row, which is a period of invisibility longer than using the invisibility rune itself. Your opponents will still see you for brief moments, but this method would still make it hard for them to keep up with your movesets, and make you harder to hit. Also, this technique is a great way to chase people who like to use Flight or Teleport. Shadowstep pairs pretty nicely with Frostborn's second class ability, Icicle. By launching yourself in the air with Shadowstep, it gives you a better viewing angle while staying hidden with its invis properties. This means you can fully charge your ice in the air while being hidden. It's best to use Shadowstep around corners because the puff of smoke and sound will alert people. If you cannot sneak up on somebody with Shadowstep, then it's best to save your rune charges until you know you are in striking distance. This is because Shadowstep's cooldown is pretty high for its brief moment of use, and if you're sloppy or lazy with its use, you can end up wasting it altogether. If you're planning on disengaging, make sure to use Shadowstep somewhere your opponent won't lose sight of you while invisible, preferably behind a rock or around a corner. You can also juke players too with your movement, which leads me to the next tip: don't be predictable. Once the initial burst of speed is over, try to change directions while invisible, so people can't easily find you or guess your next move. Now for tips for playing against Shadowstep. First tip is to pay attention to where the puff cloud starts and ends. This is great for tracking players. But if you're still struggling keeping up with Shadowstep users or invisibility users in general, use the tracking talent, which will reveal invis players to you. Ignite can currently reveal invis players. Same for Corrosion. So Pyro and Toxicologist class are good counters to Shadowstep users. For the final tip, place firewalls, clouds, or other projectiles when you see someone using Shadowstep. Since Shadowstep provides only linear movement, you can randomly place projectiles or abilities in the same direction that they went and do damage. That's it for the video. If you have any other questions or requests, then you can catch me in my Discord or on Twitch. Have a nice day or night. Kaizen out.